What's good, y'all? It's Josh with the TSG podcast, man. We've been up for a minute, but we back, and no better way to bring it with one of the top hoopers of tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We came back in a big way. Without further ado, I want to introduce to y'all Dazon Reid.
Man, I'm Dazon Reid from Huntington Prep. Just a few things about myself. I play guard. Uh, travel a lot. We do different things. I'm ready.
Yeah, for sure. So listen, we're just gonna start it off the right way. Where did it all start? Where you from? Where you been? And tell me about your upcoming, your upbringing, brother.
I'm from New York
Okay.
originally.
And why stand up? Yeah.
It was a long process, man. Starting my freshman year, I broke my wrist.
Yeah.
Then sophomore year, went to South Charleston, got the feel for the game,
Yeah.
just filling it out. And after I transferred from there, I'm here now.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, no,
it's
hold on.
different.
So you're from New York, but
Yes, sir.
where are we at now with it? So we don't skip that.
Right now we at Huntington Prep,
Or I'm saying West Virginia.
West Virginia,
Though.
Huntington, West
Yeah.
Virginia.
So after transition from New York, so you kind of been growing up in this West
Yeah.
Virginia hoop, right?
Yeah, I've been here for 7, 8 years now,
Yeah.
back and forth in between New York and here.
Yeah. So tell me some little teams that you'll shout out. You know what I mean?
Taze Valley, I think Taze Valley, Point Harmony, that's where it all started.
Point Harmony and Taze
That's where
Valley.
it all started.
Point Harmony, Cross Lanes, right?
Yeah, that's right,
No,
buddy.
that's where I live. Yeah,
That's,
yeah, yeah.
that's where it all started.
So, and when did you think you started to take it serious yourself? Because when I first met you, you were playing football too, and you was a pretty good quarterback.
First started at football, yeah.
So you tell me.
First, I think the first time I started taking basketball serious for real was 6th, 7th grade. I mean, I played during Little League. I was killing, but I took it for real 6th, 7th grade. I
Yeah.
knew I wanted to do it, and I
Exactly.
loved it. So
Yeah.
that's when I took it serious.
What were those first few? What were some of those first few moments? Like I say, that you knew basketball is necessarily probably gonna be my way out.
It was during my 8th grade year.
Okay.
After we had a great team, I loved it. I really started to put in the work for basketball, and it just
Yeah.
became my life. After that,
Yeah.
I wanted to take off from
Yeah.
there.
Another thing, in with these transfers, talk about maybe not even losing friends because you still always in the
Keep in
community.
touch.
But is those like the downs of it?
Yeah,
Like you keep having
there's
to
some
reach
ups
out?
and downs. A down to it, you gonna lose friends because some people gonna want to talk to you all the time. You're gonna be busy, and it's just not what you could
Right.
do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a part of it, but there's some ups to it. You could stay in contact with your friends from where you from,
Right.
but other than that, I just think it's for the better of you.
Yeah.
It's for you.
What were some of the things that went into your decision making? Like when you're making these transfers, how did you know what to seek out and how did you know what to look for?
I mean, really, when we came to visit here, I was making sure the coach welcomed me. I was making sure me and my family liked it. I was making sure it was something the coach was going to get me better in my aspects of my games,
Right.
just to make sure I'm developing as a man, not even just a player,
Right.
just
Right. That's
overall.
important too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But like I say, I know this exact move that got you to Huntington Prep. Um, it wasn't just a normal transfer.
Nah.
Yeah, a lot of these kids in West
So,
Virginia, they go from community to community, city to city.
community.
But you almost jumped. It almost seems like to a low level college. Like
Yeah.
that's how big a jump it was.
So it's different. I first went to Taze Valley. I broke my wrist after I couldn't play. I transferred my 10th grade year.
Well,
Like
what did you learn in that Taste Valley year though?
this Taze Valley year, I mean, I still put in the work whenever my hand was broke. It was good. It was a small community, so
Right.
it was always yourself. You just had to stay to yourself no
Right.
matter what.
Right.
So me being alone in that environment, it just got me ready for later in life.
Right.
And then after I broke my wrist, like I said, I went to South Charleston. First year playing high school basketball, I
Right.
got the feel of it. I got to feel the game, how the pace is,
Right.
and everything.
When was it like apparent to you like, no, I don't just got to be on this team. I can play
play.
big minutes. You know what I mean?
I mean, at first I knew it was gonna be it's something different, so I knew I was gonna have to work no matter what.
Right.
So first day, yeah, I was playing, but after first day, your body was tired. I was
Right.
drained, so I knew, oh yeah, this was it.
Right.
So after a couple of weeks went by, started putting in the crazy work, just hours, relentless hours, and now I know to play the best of the best, you gotta work.
Yeah.
You gotta work.
When they
It
ain't when
ain't
ain't nobody
easy.
looking, yeah, you gotta.
Yes.
It's the things you doing when ain't nobody looking that's
Yes,
gonna make you
sir.
great at this level. So going on from that, this Huntington Prep chapter, man, tell these young dudes from West Virginia, uh, give them the picture of it. How much more serious are they taking it than these normal high schools, Dazon?
It's way different. I mean, a public high school, yeah, you'll go to school from 8 to about 3:45,
Right.
4. Here
Exactly.
we in school 8 to 12 maybe. After that,
Yeah.
you working out 3 workouts a
Yeah.
day and practice. It
Right.
just depends. You constantly in the gym. So just get ready to work. I mean, it's different from way different from public schools.
Right. And I can identify with that a little bit because I went to like a vocational school when I was at my a junior and senior year, and it was like you do your core classes like 4 hours out the day, and then that second part you go to
You
the
go to
lab, you know what I mean, and do whatever
yeah.
whether you was a carpenter or mechanic. I was business, so we just had a store that we would run.
Different
But
things.
yeah, it's that alone makes it more so a grown up move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not dedicating any silly time to study halls or nothing. It's school and work. You
Work.
know what I
Straight
mean?
work.
Now, what's the programming like there? Y'all having shooting coaches. How many times do you gotta get up shots in a week? How many? What's the regiments?
Okay, so it's a great program. If you know about Huntington Prep, all the old people that came through
Right.
here, Miles Bridges, Andrew Wiggins, everybody.
You should
There,
keep naming them.
I
Darren
can,
Peterson.
Darren DP. Well,
Now
you
Braden
got Braden
Hawthorne.
Hawthorne. That's on my. You got a couple. I mean, it's different though. I mean, you got a shooting coach, you got a ball handling coach, and then you got a lifting training coach.
Right.
So first, it just depends how your day is. You'll go school. Once you go to school, you'll come lift
Yeah.
from like 3 to 4:30.
Yeah.
Then individual workout. Everybody got an individual trainer
Right.
workout. After individual, we go into team
Yeah.
practice. After you got team practice, you got another workout or shooting workout. It just depends on your day.
Right.
So everybody go individual slots. After we go individual slots, we got a trainer, and he's with us an hour 45 a day, no matter when it is. Like everybody got to get in the gym every day for an hour and 45. Ball handling, shooting, core, just doing something.
Right. So man, so now of course we had this Huntington Prep. We had this where we had in this story. We at Huntington Prep, and one thing I realized quickly, Dazon, you playing the Hoopers tomorrow. Like I said, we just shouting dudes out to come through. But talk about coming into Huntington Prep, and like I say, you wasn't a one starter either, but
Yeah.
you worked your way up. But whose shoes did you end up filling?
You had DP, you had Braden, you had Malachi Payne, you had a
The
couple of, you had Dale Jones,
yeah,
you had a couple of different players that were
right,
nice. Some D1 right now
right.
playing.
So, but you, the point guard, right?
Yes, sir.
Who was the point guard last season?
DP.
Darren Peterson. Where is he ranking?
He's number 2, but he should be number 1.
And he has been number
He
one.
needs to be number 1 right now.
And when we're saying number one, number two, we're not talking about in West Virginia, y'all. We
In
talking
the
about
country.
United States of America.
Yeah.
So this is who Dazon comes behind, and that's why me and his father talk sometimes, and I tell him just continue to stay in the real of it. And this experience and this ride been surreal because, bro, not many times you could say you came behind the number one kid. Yeah, and like I say, they still ain't gave Dazon all his credit and his due yet. As far as ranking stars, and the offers will come after this, but at the same time, it's like Dazon was essentially a no name, and he steps into this role, and they took this Huntington team deep this year. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it like Huntington's never had good seasons or whatever, but this was a hell of a year by you guys. You know what I mean? Y'all did well on that grind
We
session for
did.
sure. And for all those people who don't know, grind session is one of the biggest circuits. You could name some other, but in high school basketball, prep basketball, it gets no bigger than grind session. But like I say, you did a remarkable job by coming in and relieving that.
Yes, sir.
What do you think you grew in this first season?
There was different skills I definitely needed to adjust, and I think the most important part of the game I learned this year was pace. It's all about pace. I've always wanted to just a nonstop motor, just keep going.
Yeah.
But The game is about pace. You know when to go, when to slow down, when to do this, when to do that. Just always pace yourself.
Yeah. And like I say, with it being like that at this level, to me it seems like um, that you wouldn't think that a ordinary West Virginia kid, and like I say, you do got some background in New York, but not to be mistaken, you did some middle school years
In
here.
West
You know what I
Virginia,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah, this is
More here,
right,
yeah.
exactly. So it's like a lot of people not gonna realize the craziness of that. You know what I mean? Of that statement, like we got West Virginia at Huntington Prep, and he holding it down. You know what I mean? And it's another big time guy that came, was on the team, and he's going to WU and stuff like that.
With
His
Bray,
teammate, yeah, Bray
yeah.
Hawthorne. So it's like with them two holding it down on Huntington Prep. Out of kids in America though, and there might be even some kids that's from different parts of the world on this team. So when when these West Virginia young boys see this, I hope they're like, not only is that goals, but give Dazon his damn respect. You know what I mean? It's not too many that's came out of this state and held they, you know what I mean, and started and produced, and you know what I mean, really
Yeah.
became a part of a winning. You know what I mean? Because like I say, y'all didn't do much losing this year. It wasn't a sorry team
29-7.
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just regular play, right? That's not in
Regular.
the grind
That's
session.
not. Nope.
Okay, so you know what I mean? Like I say, we from afar, I've been super proud. Like we say, it's hours you ain't gonna get back, bro. So in these
You
moments,
right.
you need to be,
Make
it's
the right
right.
choices.
You know what I mean? And have as much love and
Yeah.
and trust in your decisions as you can, because, like I say, you're not gonna get this back. And there's a lot of other things you could be doing, but the focus right here is optimal. And that's why I say, another reason why I feel like you're going pro
Yeah.
is because, or I should say, at least D1. I definitely feel like you're going pro, but we'll just speak on D1 for now. Take it,
D1.
one day at a time.
Thank you.
But the reason why I feel that is because you're taking yourself serious, bro. You've never played, you know what I mean? You've never played about, you've always handled the business on this side, whether it be getting up to, Team Fineo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Fineo,
That's the hometown
yeah, you
team.
already
That's the
know, you already
hometown
know. Them
team.
the homies, we love them. Between Fineo,
Wish kids.
Whiz Kids, Huntington Prep, South Harlem,
Yeah.
whatever. You've always met these requirements for these teams. You've never shortchanged yourself in that sense. You know what I mean? So I can respect that. And like I say, your dad not gonna let you too. So it's one thing to have it on your own mind, but to have a support system, that's what's gonna enforce it even them days you don't want to do it. You know what I
To
mean?
go do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I say, bro, um, anything in specific you want to be let be known. You know what I mean? First, do you feel like you the top in West Virginia?